As a historian and albanologist, the Frenchman Dumont undertook a trip through Albania and Greece, from 1870 to 1871, to study the similarities of Greek antiquity with the Albanians of the northern highlands. He published the book The Balkans and the Adriatic in 1875. The book reflects the origin of Albanians, features, character, customs, economic and social status, etc. In this work, Dumont points out the pure Albanian race, impresses the highlanders of Mirdita, Kelmendi and Kastriot, dwells on their fighting traditions and emphasizes that many Albanians enlisted in the armies of the French, English and German kingdoms. He also writes about the contribution of Albanians to the Greek Revolution. This people so unknown, he writes, for the Albanians, preserves the most complete image of what were the first of the Greek and Latin race, which deserves the attention of the historian. There is no race in Europe older than the Albanians. We do not know exactly how many Albanians are in the race. The rare registration efforts that Turks have begun to make have always divided citizens according to religious criteria. Thus, the official Almanac of Ioannina, published in 1871, which contains a truly strange innovation. A partial statistic of the Pasha of Epirus apparently does not want to admit that the province is populated by Greeks and Albanians. Given that this breed is often mixed with Slavic and Aleppo populations and rapidly suffers their influence, it is often impossible for the traveler to distinguish safely. Docs and characters changed within a few years. No one better than Georg von Hahn understood these difficulties. This scholar we just lost had dedicated his life to the study of Albanians. He lived for a long time in their country, especially in Ioannina and Scutari, then made numerous trips to the Gegs and Tosks. From all his research, it turns out that the Albanian race should estimate about 1,800,000 people in total. And yet, this calculation is made on the basis of that population which is located within the Upper and Lower Albania, but in the east, it reaches the borders of Macedonia and Dalmatia. Near Zadar, many villages are inhabited by it. South Slavic statistics estimate them at 46,000 Albanians living in Serb and Bosnian areas. The Hellenic Kingdom estimates 173,000, southern Italy 85,000, who left their country in the 20th century. There is no race in Europe older than the Albanians. No classical evidence speaks of the era when they came to the Balkan Peninsula, have been settled there. Since, long before the Slavic invaders descended from the Danube, no doubt they were there. Many centuries ago, the Albanian has a perfect distinction. Small head, fine nose, lively eyes, almond-shaped, long neck, weak body, long and agile legs, reminiscent of the first type of Greek, as he presents archaic sculptures in the marbles of Aegina. Even the dress, which reminds you of antiquity. The white dress brings to mind what the party should be like, since the belt, the long leggings that wrap the legs up to the knees are nemites of heroic times. The dress is not bloated and wavy, as in the beautiful Greek time, but it is seen very well in the vases of the ancient style, that the ancient Hellenes did not have at this point the customs of the contemporaries of Pericles. It is in Albania that the explanation of the most ancient Hellenic costumes must be sought. Today, there is no connection between the different tribes of Albania. They speak slightly different dialects, have a common name, unite against a foreign enemy. In times of peace, each of them sits on his own merchandise. The country is divided into clans that are administered at will, or rather, that live at will, because the word administered does not apply in this case. No organization is simpler. The elders deal with the rare issues that may arise, for example, about the time when cattle are taken to pasture, the division of these pastures, disputes with the neighboring clan, quarrels between two inhabitants, and so on. There is no written law or established rule. This is also the case in primitive Greece, where the rulers of each tribe were called elders when the Albanian leaders gather in this way to make a decision. They create what is called the circle of blood. In most cases, it is not necessary to elect new leaders, but when arms are restrained and it is decided on a distant expedition, a leader with much authority must be chosen. In the life of a small clan, the idea of a principality does not have to exist. It arises by itself whenever Albanians have wanted to take joint action. But these actions have always been short-lived, without making it possible for the monarchy to be institutionalized.